Oh, we're live. What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Um, I'm Matt. That doesn't matter if you're here or if you're coming here. Today is the launch of Re-Listening Party. Welcome to the Re-Listening Party. Um, I'm your host. We're going to be talking with Big Z today about his new album, God's Plan. I've known Z for a long time. Um, we go all the way back to like middle school. We kind of went on different paths, but it's nice to be connected to a lot of my brothers through this music still. And I'm always super thankful to know so many talented people. Whoo, it's hot out here. I'm in Riverside, California. It's hot as fuck today. But we're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna do it. We're gonna celebrate Z's album. Um, I wanted to start off by saying I'm not completely ignorant. I know all this shit that's going on. I know you're probably having a hard time out there. We've had a fucking hell of a year, 2020. It just seems like one thing after another. And a lot of people are out there hurting right now. I feel it. Uh, there's been a lot of days where a lot of us are trying to figure out what we can do. One of the things that I feel like, I've had the fortune to know a lot of talented cats in my life that I'm saying, and I want to celebrate their works. I want people to know. I want these artists to feel like they're celebrated. This is going to be a platform for that. I just wanted to lead off with that. Perfect timing. Big Z's in the house right now, right on deck. Let's talk to him. Z's coming on. Keep going. Oh, what up, Big Z?
Yo, what up, Cruz?
How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
All right, cool, man. What's going on?
Nothing, man. Chilling. I've been driving around listening to your album. How's it going out there?
It's going good, man. Out here in the city, it's been beautiful weather. So, beyond everything else going on, that's something to kind of look up at.
Yeah. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you so much for coming on, first of all. Congratulations on the album.
Thank you.
Um, I wanted to start by saying that, like, obviously, I know a lot of us are feeling a certain way, and one of the things that, for me at least, has been getting me through is this music shit. Particularly, a lot of people that I know this music shit. I'm not gonna lie, like daily, like escape is getting in the car, driving around, putting an album on, and I've been listening to your shit. So, without further ado,
Hey,
let's just get into it, dude.
let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start off with God's Plan. Here we go. If you're drinking, pour your drink up. We're gonna talk about hip hop.
I got a little brew, you know what I'm saying? Keep it light tonight, but I got some.
It's a little different when you
Cheers.
get out your head and let God's plan take over.
That sounds.
Count on.
Oh, okay. I'm doing things out of order. This is just kind of a flow I'm going with.
Let's go shuffle mode.
The God's Plan. Where did the concept come to you? Why was it important for you for this body of work to be called that? What was behind God's Plan, first of all?
Man, that's a great question. Yeah, for this project, I had just been, I had a lot of just kind of life happenings happen the last year or two. And it's funny because, obviously you and I, we kind of grew up at least in the same kind of area. We went to school together, the whole nine. And so, growing up, going to private school, going to Christian school, you always feel kind of conflicted on like what your actual beliefs are with God and whatever. And not to get like too deep with it, but I just had like a real kind of awakening like the last year or so. And I really feel that the happenings in my life and how they've developed has really made me to the person that I am, and especially my music and where that's been going. And so I just feel like there was no other title that really stuck out to me. And just thinking about, and it's funny because when a lot of people hear God's Plan, they think of the Drake song, right?
Yeah.
I had never really heard of anything called that. And so for me, it just felt like significant to kind of rebrand that name and put it on the project. And it just fit. I was talking about, God's plan in my life and how it was starting to form. So it was something that just clicked.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, like you were saying, I've known you since back then, since Lakeside Middle School. And you were always one of my OGs. You're great above me, and I since day one, you're down to this music shit. You and I never did the rap together back then, but
yeah,
we were in band together.
Hey, you started off. It's funny because I look at you and I'm like, okay, regardless of if you're a year younger than me or not, I still look up to you as far as when you started your music, because
Yeah.
I wasn't into the music stuff that early. Like I didn't start till I was like 17, and you guys had already been doing it. So much respect to you guys for starting early and kind of figuring it out.
Damn. Thank you, man. That means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. Let's keep it pushing, bro.
When I get it, I don't know fumbling. It's the return of the day. My dream comes. Thank you for where I came from. That was the day.
That's important to me. Speaking of the come up, you've traveled a lot. You've lived different places. You're in Frisco now. I'm back in SoCal at the moment.
Yeah.
One thing that's been rare to me, I feel like, and a lot of our friends have in common, the people we came up with, is like a loyalty that Stockton breeds.
Yeah.
A mentality Stockton breeds. You've been all around. Can you speak to that? What does it mean to you? That being cut from a cloth that, Stockton artists or people from Stockton have to be cut from.
Man, definitely. Got to be resilient. That's number one, regardless of where you go. I feel like, always just kind of keeping the roots with me wherever I go. Obviously I spent a lot of time in LA and now I'm in the Bay now. But I never forget where my home is. Like I was born and raised in Stockton. And so I don't know. For us, I feel like Stocktonians themselves, they're really prideful in where they come from and their culture. And so I just feel like, that was just important, like to always kind of throw some type of line, whether it be in any song or every project. It's just important to note that because I don't want people to get it twisted. Like, okay, sure, I lived in LA or I live in Frisco now, but I'm not from here. I'm from Stockton, but I live here, and that's okay.
No.
It's okay to go around, get out of your hometown and do things in other areas. I think that's important too.
100%. No, I appreciate that. Like seeing you on the come up. Yeah, you and I were never really close after middle school, and we didn't communicate a lot. But I followed your come up.
Yeah.
I was, we were living in LA around the same time. I remember you were doing shows out there at the Vibe Room, different places like that, and you always took the city with you and always appreciated that from afar. Even if I didn't hit you up, I hope you know that like for these years, like I've respected you holding the city down like that and taking it with you.
Most definitely. Thank you, bro.
Of course. Before we keep going, shout outs if you're just joining. Kay was in here, Brenda was in here. We're talking about Bigg Z's new album, God's Plan.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to the next track here. How's that sound? Does it sound good? This is He Say, She Say off of God's Plan. We're talking to Bigg Z about it right now.
She say, and they words that she play. Can't let her talk no. He say, she say, I gotta feel like he say. We don't wanna get at. Ain't no. I show love to the ones who live. I just did. Treat every day like my kid. I speak up. Don't approach me unless you got that. And then I'm gonna cross. Here's gotta keep the party.
Woo! Oh my God. Okay.
Hey.
He say, she say. The beat, the process, what was the deal with it? I fucking love it. You can tell.
Yeah.
Where did it start from?
Man, that's the one. It's funny. Man, it's hard for me to like describe my writing process, right? Because it's so different, and I feel like there's so many different vibes on there. But for that one, I really wanted something high energy, and so I had been just honestly like a lot of rappers are doing, like listening to beats online, go on SoundCloud, find a producer. Okay, you listen to their catalog, and you're like, damn, that shit's tight. That's whatever. It's stick.
Yeah.
And so I had been a lot of the beats on the project. Actually, 4 out of 5 of them are produced by this guy I found on SoundCloud. His name is D Artiste. And
okay.
And so anyway, that was just one of his more like up-tempo beats. He didn't really have too many. And so that one just stuck to me, man. Once I heard it, I was like, oh yeah, I got it. Because I knew I needed something high tempo, just high energy. And that was the one that I just had to pick.
I love it. Oh, shout out to Artiste.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, so he did this one and some more on this project as well that are coming up that we might talk about?
Yep, he did 2 through 5. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very exciting.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's keep it pushing a little bit. Shouts out Kay. I can't open up with you telling me though, bro. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have you on here soon. I'll let you after this time. Let's keep it pushing.
Yeah.
Voices going through your head. She say, I feel like you say, we don't wanna get at no place. Ain't no. Never gonna feel like
everything on you say.
Had a little girl like let me do it, y'all niggas. Reminding my business. Surrounded by drugs. Why you in the minding my comments?
Woo! Oh my god! Oh my god! Those bars right there, when I'm driving around, that's when I really hit them down. So I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as your bar writing, it's hard to balance. I think you do a good job. You remind me a lot of J. Cole in certain ways, where like you do a good job balancing it. You're not just out here spitting bars just to spit bars. You're saying something, which is what I appreciate when I hear your music. But you don't get that twisted. That doesn't mean that you don't spit bars, because you spit fucking bars.
Yeah, no, I had to, man. That was like, I mean, especially after the first verse and like just kind of the again, the whole high energy with the hook, I had to come back with something hard. And so it's funny because when I was recording it, shout out to the Press recording studio. I'm rocking.
Oh, okay. Shout out the Press. I have yet to go there. Nice. Rob talks about Diego. I have some cats that I know from San Jose have been out there. They know a lot of it's the same people, so I'm gonna have to make it out there.
Yeah, no, it's a great recording studio. I've been recording there for like almost 4 years now. Okay. We got some good people, man. Good people that stick around. They know what they're doing, love their craft. Diego, definitely, he's one of them. He worked on about half of the EP, and then my other guy, Alex Delgado, he's a young cat, man, but he's hungry, he's good. And so he ended up, Diego started with me on that record, Alex finished it, so it was kind of like a tag team effort. But yeah, like the mix on that too, that's really what brings it together. It's important you have good quality, right? Because you know, we've been doing this for a while. You can record at home or whatever, but to have that experience in a real studio, like that's what's gonna make a record great versus good.
100%. Yeah, that's why like I want to really showcase people who take the time out, like you, who are actually like artists and work at the craft. Like me, I'm so impressed by that shit, because like me, when I have something, I'm like, write it, record it, done. I'm like, I'm done with it. I said it. I don't want to hear it. Like, I really appreciate the process.
Where you like overly critique, and you know, I mean, yeah, that's a constant battle in your head.
Yeah. Bro, I'm gonna have to make it out there. Wow, Diego's just got his hands in everything. Fuck, all right, I'm gonna have to meet this cat.
Give me on the song, I don't know. Anything you want, you can have. Admit it. I ain't letting up till I come across the finish. I put a fortune out the cookie, this is what it said. Don't listen to the other voices going through your head. He say, she say,
woo! Okay, he say, she say. So now, okay, that was one of my next questions. The mix. I'm glad to know that's Diego. Wow, that's crazy. Those chords, it reminds me super much. It's like a mix between a Dr. Dre, but also something a little bit more upbeat. You're right, it's clear.
Yeah.
I love it. The melodies, I love your melodies too. I feel like they've gotten better as you've gotten older as well.
Appreciate it.
For those, like, how do you usually come across those? Like, especially those you have. I mean, you're coming back to it. You're doing structure, but also making it super hot. Like you have the bridge that's similar each time, but it's a little different. And I'm not gonna lie, like it sounds a lot better than it would have, like with you doing it 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And you've grown with your melodically since then. How's that been?
That's good, man. Honestly, because that's like how I started. Like, was really I was singing way before I was rapping, and so,
really,
yeah. But I mean, it was never good. It's not nothing, but you know, your voice develops over time, and you know, I actually when I lived in LA, I actually had went and like did some singing classes and stuff to kind of develop my voice, so I could practice more of those melodies and backtracking and stuff like that. So that's something I always want to incorporate in my music somehow. And depending on the song, it's just, you know, it comes out. But yeah, I mean, that was something I just wanted to switch up with the beat changes and kind of writing it. And yeah, just doing something different, and it kind of being like somewhat catchy too, because that's the other thing. You want people to remember it. So that's kind of the reason for like the repeat bridge and stuff like that.
No, and that interests me so much too. I'm always curious about that, because like, yeah, where we came from Stockton, like we were trying to rap, like a lot of us cats, it was like Philadelphia. Stockton's like Philadelphia, where like everybody raps.
Yeah.
But like we didn't have a lot of the cats above us, like the Sosas and all those people weren't really doing the melodic shit. Like the Hallway Productions, they were spitting bars.
Mm-hmm.
That's what from. So like to see you progress with that, you're right. It's catchy as hell. I mean, it's a hit, dude. He say, she say. I love it. I think it's a smash.
Man,
I think it's phenomenal.
I mean, that's the one that I feel like people are gravitating more towards.
Yeah.
There's a couple like runner-ups that are like right on it, but I think all around, I think that's the one that people are really like, okay, that's dope. Yeah.
Okay.
So no, I appreciate it.
No, of course. I wish I had a little bit more of my time codes for this third verse, but I remember there was some bars that stuck with me. Um, the wifey and having that like, oh shit, what is the? Can you refresh my memory? The like, I ain't with the bullshit. She ain't either.
Oh, I ain't with the bullshit. She ain't either. Fuck all them hoes, man. I got me a keeper.
Okay, you talking about your wife? Congratulations. I mean, I haven't spoken to you since you got. Oh, no, I did. We and that's Joe. If I didn't tell you, congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's part of the the life progressions right there. Is I got married last year. So.
That was what I was gonna bring up for you. Like coming up, you're younger, yeah, but you're still an artist. How's that been for you balancing the two? Like, I mean, you alluded to it right there, but what was that transition like, and what's the process been like to you as far as like balancing and also you being open? What's been different about it?
Yeah, absolutely. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's a challenge, that's for sure. It's hard, and I'm sure you can relate to this. Just getting in the creative space to do something, whether writing, rapping, whatever. It's hard when you have other distractions and stuff going on. Last year we were just buried in wedding planning, and that's all it was. And so anytime I could get it, was like, man, I gotta come out with something. Like, I'm due for a project. And I was trying not to focus so much on a project, but just putting together good songs that could fit together. So yeah, it's tough, man. It's a balance. And then also just to announce, man, I'm expecting a baby girl next month. So.
Whoa! Congratulations, Zach.
Yeah, I'm mad. This ain't even my room. This is the nursery.
Whoa! Oh my God. That's crazy.
It's crazy. So yeah, life is crazy. It hits hard, man. But just trying to find the time it's hard to balance, but you just got to find that extra drive, that time to get to it.
That's beautiful, dude. Congratulations. Damn. Wow. I've known you since you were a kid, man. And wow. Yeah. Cheers to that. And now you're having a kid. That's going to be amazing. That's a whole nother.
Right.
Wow. Man, I wish I'd have known that. Now I'm like, fuck, the rest of these questions have nothing to do with that. There's no way to transition out of that. Let's just keep it pushing. Wow. Thank you. That is beautiful to me. If you're just on here or if you're just catching at this point, we're talking to Bigg Z about his album God's Plan. You can check it out on Spotify. You can check it out on iTunes. You can cop a physical copy right here.
Hey, he's got it.
This was awesome. This was beautiful to me. I love this idea. It's a cassette. It's USB, and depending on where you're at, I don't know how much it's going to be. To me, it was less than $9 ship. Support some real shit. We're keeping it pushing. We're talking about look and find. I love that chorus. I think that's just you just speaking from the heart. That's just you speaking to me.
Yep.
Without specifics, the emotion that you're talking about, you don't have to talk about the situation, but the emotion coming through something like that, facing something like that and moving on past something like that.
Mm-hmm.
What is it to you? What was that like to you?
It's crazy because I feel like a lot of my more honest and potentially better records are the ones where I really get more emotional on. And so for that one, it was just me going through a situation, family stuff, really hitting me hard. That's really what inspired the chorus. And then first verse too was like, calling a family member, they don't pick up, you really need to talk to them, and no answer and no follow-up for days, weeks, whatever. It can be relatable to a lot of different situations, but that was something that just constantly kept building, just kind of tapping into the emotions, because I feel like it's really important for you to do that. Like, you could write a hit, you could write like a dope high energy record, whatever, but I feel like those are the ones that are going to resonate with people more.
100%. Yeah.
For me, it's like, and that's the stuff that that's really my go-to right there, are records like that.
Or songs like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Just
that's dope.
At least my comfort zone. Like, that's more if you really listen to it, you can tell that I'm way more comfortable on that song than any other song.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's very reminiscent of like you coming up and your past works. Um, yeah, but I mean, it's which is dope. I'm glad you appreciate that and like you like doing that because that's I feel like that's where we really get to know you are
Yeah.
songs like this. So keep doing that shit, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you
Yeah.
for putting it out there.
Nah, definitely.
My time code.
That I'm thinking about. They might not like it. I should keep it in a hard time. But help me understand what I'm thinking about. That can't keep running. You're reminding me of far side.
That's another thing I wanted to big you up about. That's some honest shit right there. I'm sure you have hard drives. Steve, our friend Spiff, we have a lot of brothers. Spiff has hard drives of unreleased material. Rob has hard drives of unreleased material.
That man has stacks.
That's a constant thing that you go through as an artist or someone creative. I appreciate you speaking to it. What's that been like for you? What's the balance been like for you? And what was the deciding factor for you with this album to be like, I gotta go ahead and do it. Fuck it. I have to say this. I gotta put it out because thank you for putting it out.
Yeah.
By the way, some of your favorite artists or some of my favorite artists have so many works that'll never come out. So thank you for putting this out. I appreciate it.
Right. No, yeah, for sure. It's crazy because like, yeah, I mean, true. Like to that point, like there are so many songs that I do have in a hard drive, but they'll never see the light of day because I just don't feel like they're good enough, or maybe it's not what the people want to hear, and maybe I'm being like too judging of myself. Excuse me. So yeah, I don't know. It was just a comment that kind of hit hard. I forget what it was. I was watching some interview. I think it was like with Royce da 5'9" or something, where he was kind of talking about that same thing, where it's like, I got hard drives of music. I got so much unreleased music that'll never see the light of day. And it just made me think about it. Like, man, I do too, but probably nowhere near as much as him. But
Yeah.
But
no, but that's huge and that's important to know and to address, and like that's something that a lot of cats won't say. So thank you.
Sure. Yeah. But as far as for this EP, I feel like I spent a lot of time in the past, like the last couple of years, trying to develop projects. My last album, The Wait Is Over, I released almost 3 years ago now. And I feel like I put a lot of time and effort into a longer length project. And I feel like I didn't see much of a return on it. And so for me, it was just like, okay, let me actually pinpoint way less songs. Let's put it into something and see how it does. And I feel like that's kind of where the sweet spot was like narrowing it down to those 5 songs.
Yeah, really I feel it picking your favorites, and that's a hard process.
Yeah.
That album, congratulations on that album, by the way, as well. Thank you for having a video. If you're watching this, you can go to YouTube, look up Bigg Z and Steve Spiffler, Woo-Ha. I don't know how you spell that. I don't remember how you spell that.
Yeah, Woo-Ha, WHOOHAA.
Woo-Ha, you'll see a group of cats from Stockton and me in there as well. You're like, who the fuck is that guy? Who let that guy in the video?
Yeah.
Thank you for having me in that, though. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I told you we'll keep it under half an hour, so we're going to move it along. This is the last track we're going to get into.
For sure.
This is False Idols.
Sets the tone right here.
This is probably one of my favorite beats on the album. Very J. Cole. Very you though. It doesn't feel like you're out of your lane. It feels like also like right in your lane if people know you. Where's that beat from? I gotta know. I love the soul in it. Like I just love the way it feels.
Yeah, so that's from a dude named Donato. He's out of Connecticut actually, and I linked with him. Same thing, just online, man, on SoundCloud, and he actually had 1 or 2 records on The Wait Is Over. I got to remember which ones he did specifically, but yeah, he's cool. He's just kind of been there for a bunch of different songs I've done. So yeah, that was the one. It's crazy how I wasn't even gonna put that one on there, and then
really,
yeah, and then I played it for my boy Jordan, and he was like, "Dude."
Jordan Gonzalez.
Yeah, Jordan Gonzalez. Yeah, and he was
shout out to Jordan Gonzalez. There you go, Lakeside.
I like that. I think that'll set the tone, and it did, man. It set the tone for it.
100%.
Yeah.
1,000,000%. Yeah. And we'll talk about it at the end of it, but yeah, it definitely captures the feeling. Let's see if I got this time code right.
I'm speaking down on nobody. You just do what you want. You gotta know the world and change the world. So it's some traveling, but there's nothing like home. Just a gut check for setting the tone. And come back and get these words off. That's setting in stone. I'm from what you know.
Okay, wow, man, this is where you hit your stride. To me, on the album, there's fire on it, there's great flows on it, there's great melodies, but to like this, Jordan was right. This is the heart of the album. This is really the body of the album. You hit your stride here. You did some traveling, but there's nothing like home. I mean, what does all that mean to you? What does this stride, this section here mean to you? What does False Idol so far mean to you?
I mean, for me, it's like False Idols is basically the preface of that title is just more so like we look up to all these celebrities and people in higher places, and we kind of set them on a pedestal. And I feel like we really, our internal circles, our own people right next to us can be our actual idols, without having to look up to those people. You know, success could mean different things to different people. And so for me, you know, I've been blessed to be able to travel to multiple places. I still got a long way to go, but I've been able to see different places of the world. And I feel like that's really where you get a visual of what the rest of the world looks like, being able to experience different cultures and going to different countries. Like, that's a blessing, man. So I just encourage anybody to kind of get out and about and experience other things. Because yeah, like I hear so much like, oh, I want to change the world with my music, or I want to change the world with what I'm doing. But it's like,
You got to know the world.
You don't exactly. You got to know the world. You got to get out and about to know it and really know what you're shooting for. So yeah, it's kind of deep, a little different stuff on there. But yeah, that's really what it meant.
No, that was beautiful. Thank you. Let's see if I got this next code right.
Y'all right for the wave, man.
Hey. Oh, I had to throw that back to that. That was the perfect time for me.
Okay.
I love that song. Shout outs to Q if you ever watches this. I saw him at that show as well. I told him I loved it, but I haven't got a chance to tell you I love that. Thank you for the wave. But we were talking about on False Idols right there. You're talking about California to the Death of Me. I mean, people are catching the wave. You do it like you actually love it. I mean, I've watched you build it. You didn't just hop on and just start rapping to be famous, or start rapping because you wanted spotlight. You've been working at it and working at it and working at it. What was that like for you, someone in LA, or someone getting back to it right now, staying true to it? And I know you said that you felt like we feel like we don't get the right returns on things sometimes, or releases weren't celebrated or things like that. So what has it meant to you sticking with that and being able to speak to it?
I mean, man, you honestly pinpointed it. It's like I love to do it. Like, that's the thing. It's like you got to be able to love to continue doing it. You're not always going to see a return. Like I mean, I'm sure you can relate to this too. You don't always get a return for the things that you're doing, regardless of how much effort you put in. And so that's really what I realized over the course of the last few projects. And yeah, it takes time to build, but you know, it's taken time to really develop my flow, feel comfortable with my flow, and get it to where it is now. Obviously, that shit didn't happen overnight. You know, I've been rapping for like 10 plus years, and I feel like I really didn't even develop my sound till like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So, if even, you know, like at the early stages. So, yeah, just you know, continue doing it. If you love to do it, man, it's bound to happen as long as you keep putting that effort and time in and show that true love for it. It's I mean, that's the return right there, is if you love to do it and you can get a couple people to listen to it and really appreciate the album and appreciate the lyrics and the songs that you're speaking to them on, then I mean, that's the return for me.
Wow. That's exactly what, this is about. This whole thing is about. Well, you just hit it on the head. Let's write it out. I think that's powerful. I think that pretty much sums it up. And I just want to say thank you so much for coming on here, man. I'm so proud of you. Um, you should be proud of yourself, honestly, before you move on. I know you're going to keep it pushing, but you did a great job on this. This is a body of work. It deserves to be celebrated. I'm glad you came on to let us do that today.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, man. Yeah, and God's plan. Do you have any parting words for it? If God's plan is your child, you're dropping them off for college. Right now, you're driving away. What are you saying to God's plan right before you leave?
Shit, man. Take everything in, the experiences. I don't know. Experience it the right way. That's probably the right way right there, is listening to it in the car, right?
Yeah.
That's the best way to consume music, is drive around, or you sit in the car, whatever. Listen to it, because it gives you a chance to really digest it. And so, just enjoy the experience. That's it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. We did my sister even made, bro, we did it all out for you. We even had a banner. I got to figure out the banner next time. We got a God's Plan banner. I'll put that up somewhere. I'll put that up later. Where can people find you? Where can people find the album?
Yeah, for sure. Easiest way is just to go to my website. It's Bigg Zebra, my username on IG, biggzebra.com. You'll have a link there that will take you to whatever streaming platform you use. SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever you guys are listening to it on. It's there. Or you can just search me as an artist, Bigg Z, 2 G's. I should be the first one that pops up. There were a couple in the mix like about a year ago, and then I got my name legally trademarked, and so
wow, okay.
So I had to get rid of those fools.
It's Bigg Z, spell it right. Don't forget the 2 G's, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna urge you. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Once again, I'm gonna urge you to go out and actually get the physical USB cassette. To me, I love it. I think it's incredibly smart. I'm gonna treasure it to my collection, and I'll leave you guys with this. This is on the back, actually inscribed. I didn't find this till a little while ago.
Hey.
It says, tell them your story. Don't hold nothing back. Like you're on deck. Now it's time to stroll up to bat. You hit it out of the fucking park, dude. Congratulations on the album.
Bro,
thank you for coming on, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me. This is a dope little platform. I'm excited to see it kind of grow. This will be clean.
Thank you, Z. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. Good talking to you. Cheers.
All right, bro.
For sure. Bigg Z.